Mom, when did you learn to become an X-ray technician?
I started in Nebraska, and they just asked me to work at it up there, and
You mean in Fairbury?
yeah.
No.
No?
McCook.
McCook.
Her dad had died when she was a junior in high school, and her and her mother was in Fairbury. It was in Agua, Kansas. And they moved up to McCook because she had an aunt there, her mother's sister. And that's where she started in the X-ray in the hospital.
Okay.
And that's where they put her in the X-ray department.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how these jobs work together between you being, because you were an X-ray technician, that was your occupation besides being a housewife.
She just
Through the
learned.
rest of the marriage, right?
Yeah,
And
she
there's
just
Avon
learned on
lady.
her own up there in McCook, just what they could teach her. And then she worked there long enough to study the book that she went up to take a test to get registered in Omaha, and they gave her the test, but they wouldn't grade it because she had to work under a radiologist for 2 years. And that's when she went to California.
That's kind of like a boom.
What did you do in California? Did
Same
just
thing.
continue
Well,
that?
I had a job at a nice hospital right there next to where we lived.
She worked under this
About 3
radiologist.
blocks. Yeah, and I worked under a radiologist. That's important. And they had 2 or 3 there in that little hospital. And when I had been there a year, the people in what you call it?
Headquarters, X-ray headquarters.
Headquarters for the X-rays. They had told me
To
I
register.
needed to have a whole year under supervision. So when I was finished my year, I told the lady in charge, and I said I'd like a letter from you, about my work here. And I sent it in, and they right away sent me my
The
accreditation. And the people where I worked thought that. They said not many people can do that. They were very glad that I had that.
She was registered then. After we moved to Fairbury, she went down to the hospital there with Doc Lynch, railroad doctor, and he hired her. And he had a patient he couldn't find nothing wrong, but Darlene x-rayed him like she knew how and found a broken bone. And he thought she was God herself, and he hired her, and he treated her like a daughter because she knew how to do them things. See, and they'd never had in Fairbury, never had a registered technician.
Now, was this the downtown hospital or the one out in the side of the
Downtown
country?
hospital. When we moved there, there wasn't any out there.
Ah, okay.
There was one upstairs, over the store, and Dr. Lynch.
But the one of the outer limits opened up while we were still there,
Yeah.
correct? Because I remember Mom taking me there when I dropped a weight on my.
Well, they hired your mother to come out and get the department set up and get it so they could get the register under a registered technician. That's what they used her registry to register their X-ray department.
Seems like those your two jobs, even though they both were on call all the time, seemed to work pretty well together.
Yeah.
She was good. She was good.
That
mother
came
was-
at all times. That was what was bad about X-ray. You all through the night or whenever you were called out, and you better be there.
She was good at whatever she set her foot to do. And she was a perfect wife, still is a perfect wife. And she raised wonderful kids with or without my help. And never a complainer, never griped. If she wanted something, she'd ask. If I said no, she never said nothing, but she kept asking until you wear you down. If she really wanted something, she got what she wanted. She was never a complainer, never a griper, never moaned anything. She very seldom ever got mad. When she did, you wanted to leave her alone. But she didn't like you spitting in her hair at all.
No.
And she didn't like you having the hair
That was
Stylist.
the worst thing he ever did.
Well, how'd that stack up with getting your hair dyed when you didn't want it?
Yes.
That was.
Come.
Shall I tell you about that?
Wasn't that recent history?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Just a few years ago.
Yes, I remember that.
He had them put orange.
It wasn't orange.
It was
It
bright.
turned out
It
almost
was bright
somewhat.
orange.
It
Yeah.
was supposed to be red.
It was bright orange.
And I spent a pile of money getting her the most beautiful bouquet of roses you ever seen, and that made her mad.
Yeah, they had.
Same colors of hair. I didn't know that.
I didn't know they made orange roses.